Minisodes.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Paper Plate Action. This is an episode of Attack of the Minisodes, and yes, it's me, it's Paul. I'm back, I'm alive, nothing happened. Just been busy with work, haven't been able to get on episodes, and also the YouTube thing. We're supposed to be on YouTube. I've had a lot of personal things happen where I haven't been able or haven't been willing to work on the channel, but and upload things, but that is all what am I trying to say? It's all gone now. We're good to go. Channel on YouTube is going to be back up to uploading frequently until we catch up, and of course doing it weekly. But so tonight we're going to talk about a few things. I want to talk Dune, King in Black, Star Wars Visions, and then Witcher Season 2, Star Ocean, The Last Mercy, Last Hope, Star Ocean, like that, whatever the new one's called, and Little Devil Inside. And that's going to be my focus on this. I'm going to go a little fast here, so if you need to slow it down, tough shit. No, I'm just messing. It's 11:45 at night. I have to re-record this. We'll roll with it. We're going to have some fun. So first off, I want to talk Dune. Dune was phenomenal. Unfortunately, it is not a standalone movie, but it is a standalone movie. Like, as a standalone movie, it leaves so much to be desired that it needs a sequel. And that's kind of a problem, but at the same time, it's a saving grace because it leaves hype for more of, like, if this didn't make enough money to greenlight the sequel, which they have greenlit, would have probably created enough demand from fans to sign petitions and get it done. You know what I mean? Or get a HBO series or something. Denis Villeneuve, I believe I've said his name correctly. Probably not. Crafted Frank Herbert's world as perfect as anybody can get. I mean, it hits on everything. Everybody is classified and feels how the books should feel. It's like one of the most one-to-one book adaptations to book-to-screen adaptations I've ever seen, and I was blown away, man. The special effects look so good. Like, the CGI, you can normally tell when it's CGI, you know, but this movie, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the CGI we're getting is now better. Maybe it's with the color grading and the nice little haze that they put in, like, most of the shots. Maybe it was practical effects. I don't know. But damn, if it just isn't a pretty picture to look at, and the color grading really sells that this is like a movie for grown-ups, but kids can watch it because it's PG-13. Everything about it, God, I'm gushing over it. Everything about it, especially Hans Zimmer's score, man. This guy delivered better than he normally does. I mean, I know, like, sometimes his music is like the greatest thing ever. Other times it's kind of like, my God, man, it doesn't have to be loud here. This movie is flawlessly composed. I mean, when it's loud, you have, like, you've seen it in the trailer, that track, like, plays in the movie at the perfect times, and it really sets up just this almost biblical proportion epic that Dune is, right? And it was a phenomenal picture. I gave it an 8.5 to my friends because it doesn't really stand on its own, but it's like, for a non-standalone movie, it is damn good. It just needs that sequel. But the good thing is the sequel's been greenlit. And another cool thing is, where this movie is all set up, it is very slow. Denis Villeneuve has said that since he's done the setup and we just have to do a little bit more setup, like 95% of the next movie or whatever is going to be, maybe it's not 95%, maybe 85%. I can't remember what he said exactly in the interview I saw, but it's going to be mostly the action and the war that takes place. And my God, guys, it's a movie to go see in theaters. It is meant for the big screen, big sound. You're supposed to be in that moment. So I know COVID's a thing still, but if you guys can find a safe way to do it, or you're comfortable enough, please go out. And if you have to watch it at home, man, get it on the biggest screen you can. Get that room to be as dark as possible. Blast it on your speakers or turn your TV all the way up. Just enjoy the hell out of it, because it's a movie that excuse me, I think deserves to be seen, deserves to be heard, and just is an epic piece of cinema, much akin to Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and even Avengers Endgame. I think this movie too, with the second part, I have full confidence in the director when he releases it. is going to go down as one of the best movies in cinema history. And that's not me trying to overhype it. Trust me, I'm not overhyping it at all. It's a very damn good movie. I strongly recommend it, and get excited for that sequel, man. We just gotta wait 2 years. But next, we'll go ahead and talk King in Black run. I didn't want to read this for a long time because I thought Venom going back to New York was a very bad thing. You guys know of past episodes, I'm very passionate about Flash Thompson as Venom and Venom as the Space Knight and the possibility of Cosmic Marvel. Luckily, that is still here and better than I could have imagined, and actually I like it better now than what Venom Space Knight could have been. So Ivan Coelho and... Okay, so we'll start before the Donny Cates run. So Venom's back in New York, goes to Flash Thompson, who starts out as his angry self, but then you get hit with, oh my god, he's an actual character, he's not just this angry guy. And yeah, they've characterized him in the past too, true, but this time, it feels very grounded. It feels very much like, okay, I actually want to read this character. He's a flawed dude, but I want to root for him in a way. And I can't remember the guy's name that wrote the arc before Donny Cates, but he really takes it where it needs to go and pays respect to the things that have come before. And introduces Flash as the anti-Venom, and then of course you have the death later, but then you get to the King of Black arc with Donny Cates, and it pays so much respect to Flash Thompson and even acknowledges him as the best Venom. But you're with Eddie Brock, and Eddie Brock is my guy now, man. He's, I would argue, my favorite superhero, favorite character in comics right now, because he is the comeback king, and that shows all the way through this. He keeps coming back, and there's something to be said about that. Like, when life beats you down, you should always fight and keep going, because you never know what's around the corner. In the moment, it sucks, but if you can push, you can find redemption, and Eddie Brock embodies that so beautifully. And Donny Cates, with how he writes these characters that are, I guess, even more obscure Marvel characters, and gives everyone heart and passion, and really hits on the beautiful, cosmic first that is Marvel. It's phenomenal, man. The King in Black goes to the point where Eddie Brock becomes the God of Light and has the Captain Marvel energy, whatever that's called, the cosmic, I can't remember what it's called, and he is worthy of Thor's hammer. He takes Thor's hammer and the Silver Surfer's, which is the surfboard, which turns into a sword. He fuses them together, makes a battle axe, and fights Null, who, by the way, is so powerful he kills Hyperion, who is this universe's Superman. And it is one of the greatest redemption arcs I've seen in a story. Pays homage to everybody. Revives Flash Thompson in a way that was not typical comic book cheesy. It's got a little bit of the cheese factor, but it's treated very seriously with care. And dude, Donny Cates is my guy. This guy understands what makes cosmicology of Marvel so beautiful. He understands his broken characters better than anyone I've seen in a long time, but much, I would say, on the same level as James Tynion IV with his Detective Comics run that I praise all the time. And I was blown away. And if you go through the Venom run by Donny Cates, you have Ryan Stegman and Ivan Coelho as the two artists, and then Ryan Stegman did all of, the King in Black, while Ivan Coelho did the Venom comics during that arc. The two guys capture Venom so well. You have a Mark Bagley run in there too. Mark Bagley, it's Mark Bagley, man. He nails it. But you have the lead up to it. You have the absolute carnage. You have one of the best Carnage arcs I've seen. This despair of oh my god, it's Carnage, and then it turns into just this fucking amazing end that sends off into the new dawn, right? Where we're on our way to the King in Black. But you have these two artists that really understand not only the cosmic side of Marvel, but also the bleak darkness that surrounds Venom and Eddie Brock as a character, and everyone around him, and everything they do, whoever did their coloring for their respective runs and everything. Just in film you hear every frame a painting. Yeah, every comic panel in this is a painting, even the smaller ones where they just not rushed it, but did a smaller drawing with less detail because that's what the shot or panel dictated. Everything about it is phenomenal. I cannot recommend it enough. I thank you, Amani and Andre, for getting on me to read that. That was one of the best things I've run into. And side thing we're going to talk about here real quick, Malazan finished book 3. I don't know if I said that on the last episode. I did not, that's right. Phenomenal. absolutely phenomenal. It comes to a close, feels like a nice end to the first books, as if they're a trilogy. Then you go into book 4, and there's more. You get to see more of what you missed. There's a new character introduced. He actually is doing something different with the first third of this book, where it's just focused on that one character. And I'm at a point where I'm so confident I'm going to be reading just this series that I've actually taken like a week and a half break from reading Malazan, which I know sounds like sacrilege, but it's because I read 180 pages in 2 days. And I had to stop. I was like, all right, I gotta focus on other things, focus on myself a little bit. But cannot recommend Malazan enough. I'm not gonna go into whole Malazan rant. Just it's epic. It's epic. And when you get to House of Chains, you get introduced to Karsa Orlong, who is a Teblor, or a I think you got that. I got the race right. But it's they're like 9 foot tall fucking giant men that like are bloodthirsty and very hard to kill and fight with bloodwood, which is like wood that's like I don't know, but it's fucking dope is what it is. And he is a very important character to the series. I can't spoil anything because I accidentally looked ahead, but he's very dope dude. But Malazan, always going to throw that in there. So let's go ahead and move on. Star Wars Visions, if you haven't watched it, is a collaborative between really just the Star Wars IP and several different anime studios. And you know, the creators, or the guys at Lucasfilm and Disney were like, hey, make an episode, one story, make it how you want, and gave them creative freedom. And everything I've watched pays homage and perfect, wonderful respect to what Star Wars is, while also doing so to the very best of what anime can be. And it's just phenomenal. Like, the Studio Trigger episode stands out as it breaks all the rules of Star Wars. It oftentimes doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's Studio Trigger. It's just a visual spectacle to behold, and is just so cool to watch. And then you have the episode where it's like they duel this old man who has like little what are they called, the blades that Raphael uses in TMNT, you know, the not kukri, but those little daggers. It's like this little like dwarf ninja man that's blind, that is Sith, and he fights this badass Sith, we'll call him a samurai, and it oh god. But nothing beats the first episode, which is a black and white ode to Kurosawa films and Japanese samurai films in Star Wars. You know how like everybody, and myself included, has had that dream of seeing Star Wars with samurai armor and old, like, feudal Japan shit. Yeah, this is that. Like, oh my god, it's beautiful. It's black and white. It's got a film grain on it, and it's done with CGI anime, which I normally hate, but this one, it's perfect. Everything about it is perfect, and they do. I don't want to spoil it. I would love for anybody listening to this to go and watch the series, and enjoy that first episode. There's some really cool things there that a lot of it is what fans have wanted to see for a long time. And I found myself, I came home from work, I was tired, my cousin was like, sit down and watch this, I think you're going to enjoy it. And I was like, what is it? He goes, Star Wars Visions, just watch it. And I was on the edge of my seat with some of these episodes, going like, oh dude, and just in it, man. I was a kid again, screaming at Star Wars, and it was beautiful. And I really hope they turn some of these into actual series on Disney Plus, because I truly think, like, with the new trilogy, the first one was good because it was like essentially a new hope. It was a good reset, for new fans and old fans alike. But man, it just lost its way. And then Jon Favreau was like, well, why don't we just give people stories in the universe and make them, happy with like seeing more of this world that they love so much. And we got the Mandalorian, we've got Ahsoka, we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out. I mean, it's very cool shit. And seeing this with anime or studios creating their own stories is just absolutely, it was a must. It's a must watch. So, moving on, we'll talk The Witcher series. I'll be honest, I don't like it. I don't like the first season. I don't know if I'm going to like the second season, so that's the caveat here. I think the first season, it was just paced weird. It's like somebody dies in the first episode, you're supposed to care about it, then 3 episodes later you find out why, but it's like, well, I don't care about that at this point. And then some of the other things in the show, like, I don't think Yennefer, like, she's a great actress, but she doesn't nail it. Like, I can't remember her name, but the person that plays Yennefer in the games, and Ciri in the games for that matter too, they nailed those characters. That's what I want to see. And then you watch the show, and Ciri's like this brat. Like, I know when she was a kid, she was a brat too, but she was a gung-ho, headstrong little girl, whereas in this, she kind of just strikes me as like worthless. I mean, maybe I'm a jackass and I read it wrong, but God, Siri pissed me off that whole show. And really, the only saving graces was color grading, shots, monster designs, especially that the Striga in episode 3 or 4. Oh my God, the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. It was perfect. And then Henry Cavill, as well as not Dandelion, but the other guy. They nailed it. Like, they're the show, but it just feels at times like this series was created. It's almost like when David Lynch did the first Dune movie. It's a guy that doesn't appreciate or love sci-fi, but is doing the source material. It just feels off. However, with that said, season 2 looks pretty good based on the trailers. We get to see more of the Witcher action. We actually get to see I can't remember what is his name. It's Geralt's master. I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, you get to see him, and that guy looks perfect. Like, looks-wise, the show with season 2, it looks like they learned from any of their mistakes, and they're pushing forwards, and they're going to make a damn good series. So I can't say don't watch it. I can't say I'm not excited for it. I'm just saying I'm optimistic to a certain extent. But it looks great. Everything looks great. It's The Witcher. We want more Witcher, But moving on from that, there's Star Ocean, the Last Mercy. I think I'm gonna be messing up that name this whole time, or Faith and Mercy. I fucking remember. It looks really good. I've been waiting on a AAA action-based JRPG for a minute, particularly Final Fantasy 15. But excuse me, not 15, 16. But we're not there yet. That's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get there eventually. We're trucking along. But Star Ocean looks dope. It looks like just like that larger-than-life fantasy sci-fi that only Square Enix can deliver, or rather only a Japanese developer and storyteller can deliver, because let's be honest, they nailed that look so well. The gameplay looks smooth. I noticed the frame rate dipping in there sometimes, and that was PS5 footage, or maybe it was PS4, I don't know, but that's cause for concern. But again, they can patch that, make it run better. I don't know. But it looks like a dope-ass JRPG. I really think, if you guys are, you need to scratch that itch, look that up. It comes out next year. Look that up. And I will say this, too. There's not much to be said for these things. I watched the trailers. A lot of it this time, I didn't know what to say. Didn't have much to say, or didn't quite know what it was. And then Amani was like, hey, do an Attack of the Minisode. And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go and have some fun. So if it ever seems like I'm lacking information, what I mean by go check it out is, A, I don't really know what I'm looking at, or I don't have too much of an opinion, but B, go check it out. Fuck it, what do you got to lose? But moving on from there, we've got No Mercy. Let me look it up on my phone. I got the docket right here. It's, I'm not going to do that, my bad, guys. Where is it? Deathverse Let It Die. That's it. Yeah. I don't know what that was. That's, I guess, an online fighter. But it is Japanese. It is balls to the wall. It is Mad Max meets Squid Games in a way meets I don't know how you explain it. Maybe Mad World? Yeah, like Mad World, or the whatever the sequel was called. But it's like you have this like heavyset dude that's like, welcome to the game, and he's the announcer, and then some maid anime chick that I don't know what her purpose was, just to sing and dance, but then you dropped on the battlefield, you make your own weapons, and you fight other players or characters, whatever. I don't know if it's single player or multiplayer. I don't know, but looks interesting. Check it out. I mean, it looks like one of those games that you've had a bad day at work, come home, unplug, break things, fight things, big flashy, boom, bada bing, boom, pow, Japanese action. There's that right there is a simple saying, but that sums it up. That's anybody that wants like crazy over the top action, go play a Japanese video game. I promise you, they're gonna deliver every single time. Even when they miss, it's a hit. Even when, like Square Enix, back to the Star Ocean thing, even when they miss, it's a hit. Star Ocean 5, I've heard, even though it's repetitive, it's still a hit. Star Ocean. I'm not a big fan of the series because I haven't played any, but yeah, it looks great. But then moving on, we've got Little Devil Inside. I'm gonna be honest, if anyone knows what this is, I'm sorry if I offend you here. I'm not trying to, but we've got an inventory system with, I guess, I don't know if it was crafting, but you've got inventory management. You've got side-scrolling, then you've got forward-walking, so 3D space. Then you've got side-scrolling action, but then you've got forward-looking action. but then you've got butlers that follow your character around, who's a dude with a dope-ass sword, and all of it in an almost claymation, but it's not claymation, it's 3D animation. Cute look, and it's very British. That sums up what I got. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It's just you're dropped in this world, you're going on an adventure, have fun. And you know what? Honestly, I love the simplicity. I think that the art direction and everything about it, just that very British tone, I guess, it's great. It looks like a fun time with your friends, even though it's all, I think, text-based, and your friends are these butlers, it looked like. But it looked unique, and there's robots that have, like, red flowing energy, and, like, a tentacle monster. I don't know what I looked at, but it looked remarkable, and it looked like a very good looking little indie game to put on your radar if you're looking for something different. You're looking for, you know, something just to sit back and relax, I would argue, because I don't know how difficult it's going to be, right? Yeah, go check it out, Little Devil Inside. Besides that, let me see. I wrote my notes and I lost my notes. That was it. To list the docket, we have Nagatoro Season 2, Returnal 2.0 update, Wraith the Oblivion, Lightyear, Little Devil Inside, King of Fighters 15 Dolores, First Class Trouble, Kart Rider Drift, Death First Let It Die, We Are OFK, Star Ocean The Divine Force, Bug Snacks The Isle of Big Snacks, MOU Revelation Season 2, and The Witcher Season 2. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what half this shit is. I didn't look into it because I was like, I clicked on it, was like, maybe not that, or I was like, just not feeling it, because I'm doing this at like now 12:05 at night. But you know, I chose what I could and talked about things, and hope you guys had a good time. I guess this will be a shorter Attack of the Minisode, but I did want to say as well, thank you guys for always supporting us. Thank you for watching and listening and whatever you've got for Paper Play Action. Like I said, the YouTube channel is going to be back up and running. We've got, you know, the Attack of the Minisodes. There's an interview I did with my buddy Andre from work, who's a YouTuber. You can check him out at Dre Songs on YouTube. He's a very big, he's very big into Saints Row, and I hope that he's very big one day. It'd be dope. Got an interview with him coming out soon. I got to finish editing it or do a re-record with him because we had some audio issues, but you know, thank you guys for the support as always, and I hope that you enjoyed, and you know, just I hope you guys continue to be entertained and support us. We try to, you know, make sure everybody's doing all right, and I know we talk about mental health sometimes and go into that. Probably only happens when me and Andre are on there, but sincerely, guys, I hope everybody's doing well, and much like Eddie Brock, the comeback king, no matter what is happening, just keep pushing forwards. If you're religious, you know, keep your faith. Trust God, He'll guide you there. If you're not, keep whatever keeps you strong, and remember that at the end of the day, no matter what, you keep pushing forwards, and you never know what life can bring you if you just learn to embrace peace and to just keep going on, you know, especially in trying times like this with COVID. Yeah, so I hope this episode was something to entertain you guys. Hope you had a good time. Just got a text from Amani, probably saying, hey, where's the episode? It's almost there, man. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in so much, and yeah, have a good one. Minisodes.